Well, it has been quite a 2 weeks, I guess, week anyway, here at the stable. Ollie and I had to go with an oil change because where are we going on Sunday, Ollie?
Dresden.
We're going to Dresden.
Look at that Honda.
I know, it's crazy.
That's right.
We're going to Dresden on Sunday. We have 7 in. Like, it wasn't crazy enough to enter 7. We had 2 grassroots horses, so we entered a bunch of other ones. It's not crazy enough we entered 7. It is going to be hotter than the hubs of hell on Sunday. I think with the humidity there, it's like 43. So lots of cold water for the horses and us on Sunday. Monday, Ollie, do you know where we're going after Dresden? Right after? No. We're going to race horses where next week? Where? I can't hear you.
Ohio.
Ohio. We're going to Ohio for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Monday, we have the Colts, the Gold Colts, if you will, the Sire State Colts going. We have Oso Pine, the West 52nd, Friggin' Biggin, and yes, are racing Monday night at Northfield Park. Tuesday, I have to race, Tuesday afternoon, racing the Colts, the Grassroots Colts, so the Stallion Series will be Maxwell Plum, what's that horse's name? I always get his name mixed up. Maxwell Plum is one. Majesty Boy is the other one. And the third one is Candy Mac. Candy Mac are racing. Then I have to get in the car, drive 2 hours and 25 minutes back to Northfield Park to race Too Far Gone in the Sire Stakes in race 12 at Northfield. Then get in the car, drive 2.5 hours back to Columbus because the next afternoon we're racing See You in Tuscany in the Sire Stakes for Pacing Colts, and Amy and the kids are coming with me. So we're all going. The whole family's going. The whole, look at that. Oh no, that's not good.
What?
Oh, the thing almost broke. The whole family's going down to Ohio. So Wednesday afternoon we're done racing. No, we're going to Dresden or before. I love going to Columbus. Cleveland, nice place to race, but I'd rather go to Columbus. So Columbus, Cleveland's good. I mean, the racing's good, food's okay. These kids can't get in so there's a really nice steakhouse right in the casino of Northfield, Bernie Kosar's restaurant. We can't get in there because you have to walk through the casino. So obviously with the kids, we can't go to that steakhouse. And there's a Longhorn around there. I know, it's life. But in Columbus, the food's fantastic. Everywhere is good. The hotels are nice. Racing's good also. I rather love racing in Ohio. So kids and I and Mommy are going for 5 days. So that should be fun. Then we have, obviously, Twinsburg makes up the end of the week. And she was awesome the other night. First over, James Drover come first over, finished third, last half in like 55, last quarter in 27. Looked really, really, really good doing it. Really impressed with our Ohio horses so far. Also, I mean, when you look at the way Oso Pine raced the other day, moved to the front down the backstretch, very reminiscent of the drive I gave West 52nd. Now, in all fairness, I'll give you a little tip. West 52nd faltered, was a little bit sick. We treated him, and I trained that colt 59 at the farm, which you're saying, well, it's a lot for a farm track. Campbellville's a decent farm track. Might even be a little short, so maybe it wasn't 59, but it was fast. And he's racing on a half-mile track this week. He's 6-to-1 morning line. Enough said. You guys do what you want. But I am very, very interested in well, I'm curious to see what's going to happen. Oso Pine is 9-to-5 out of the 7 hole on a half-mile track, so obviously he's probably in a good spot. Yes, is going to have a little more work to do. He's in a little bit tough also, and he's got some work to do to catch up to those other colts. But he's a tenacious bugger, and he wants to do his work, and he's a nice horse. So really happy to see or really excited to see what Yes is going to do. So we get Oso Pine, Yes, West 52nd. Really excited to see what this guy's going to do in his bounce-back race. You know, everybody thought this horse was a bit of a poser after his first start. Like, well, you know, you drove him hard. They think this is like a mediocre colt. They have no idea how good this colt is. So, you know, for the people out there wondering, you know, was West 52nd. Is he okay? Is he a nice horse? He's a real good horse, and I think he's going to show it on Monday. Now, depending on what kind of ship they have, if they just left this morning, it's 34 degrees in this afternoon and 4:46 in the afternoon on Friday. I'm doing this one day earlier than Saturday because I want to make sure I get these done for you this weekend so they can get out to you on Monday morning. And we have an incredibly busy weekend. As you can imagine, we shipped 14 horses today. So, so we'll see how they ship. They had lots of fluids yesterday. And I imagine they'll get some when they get down there. So they should be okay, but really excited to see what they're going to do. So we get Oso Pine. Friggin' Big in School Awesome the other day, too. Finished 3rd or 4th in with the Pacers. I don't know why he got stuck in with the Pacers, but he did. And looked great doing it. So those are 4 very interesting things that are horses that are racing on Monday. Looking back, last night, this is Friday, as I said, last night, what a show White Tiger put on. It's funny because I warmed up White Tiger and he run. He didn't look that good warming up. And I always have people, you know, clients of ours that probably want to gamble, asking how the horses were. And I said, take it for what it's worth. He's a young trotter. I don't know what he's going to be like. He was really hot in the qualifier. I don't want to race him on the front end. I want to race him from off the pace. I don't know what he'll do. And I said he didn't warm up very good. So he went out and put on the show that he did Thursday night. It was incredible. I'd said to Amy, I didn't want to say it too loud, obviously, because it sounds stupid saying it. But I told her in the winner's circle, I said, this colt's not right tonight. Something's wrong. Nothing lameness-wise. He just was acting funny. Seemed fine afterwards, you know, ate all his supper, ate his breakfast the next day. We took his blood this morning, and there was a couple of level counts that were really, really high in this colt. That should have really inhibited the way he raced last night, and they just didn't appear to affect him somehow. So, I mean, from a trainer's standpoint, there's lots to improve on White Tiger. And that's a tall order. That's a big statement, considering he moved like a pacer in the 3rd quarter. Virtually, I never even got him moving until getting into the last turn. So he really sat dormant for almost the first 16th of the 3rd quarter, if that makes sense. And when I put him in gear, he was all business. He trotted as hard as he could lay his legs from the middle of the turn. So the last almost 3/8 of the mile, definitely almost the last 3/8 of the mile, the horse laid his legs as fast as he could to the track and was a winner 158-4. His own last quarter, out too wide in the last turn, was charted 56-4, 29-1 on the end of it. But what more can you ask for? So for me, White Tiger was ultra impressive. Didn't blow me away because I know how good he is, and I knew he wasn't 100%, but definitely unbelievably good. So White Tiger was good. So Oso Pine was really, really good. Then you look back a few days before that and think of See You in Tuscany. I trained that horse hard at the training center this week. Half-mile track shouldn't really be a problem for him. So we got See You in Tuscany, and then we have Sunshine's Finest through 10 on Tuesday. So James driving him 10-hole. I think James is going to drive him. James driving him with the 10-hole. You can almost be certain he's going to be sitting 10th at the quarter pole, which normally would annoy me, but given the talent of this colt, and he's coming back for a gold race 7 days or 10 days after that, probably the best thing to do. So Sunshine's Finest will be racing Tuesday. We have a plethora of changes, obviously, with Jason taking his stable to Ohio. We have aged horses that are moving around. It has been a, excuse me, earmuffs, Ollie.
Why?
No, it's funny. It's been a shit show all week. It's been, just been a zoo all week, moving horses around and getting horses transferred and booking plane tickets. I got to go to Pennsylvania Saturday to drive Lawmaker. I don't want to talk too much about Lawmaker because he's racing tomorrow, and I hope he races really well. He's got the rail. He's got a favorable draw. The first or second favorite, Aki's Fonsted's horse, drew the outside. Manchego drew the middle or outside middle of the gate. It's setting up well for us if we're good enough. So I'm very, very hopeful. Andrew certainly had Cruising in Style good on Thursday night. he absolutely jogged in Yonkers in 55-1. That's a big mile over that track. So I'm really excited to see what's going to happen here on Saturday. I'm excited long before the race to see that Lawmaker can do with this group. Obviously, this is the Hamiltonian crowd, so really excited to see what's taking place there. Then you look around and you see White Tiger, Oh So Pine, West 52nd, See You in Tuscany, Sunshine's Finest, Oliver, Sunshine's Finest. You guys haven't even seen War We Ultra turn loose yet. I schooled her in 59 on Tuesday, trotting filly. I schooled Dance Hall Babe in 2 minutes off a half and 2 this morning at Mohawk. We got about 10 heavyweights in the barn that I think are heavyweights, and I can't wait to see what these horses are going to do. So I wanted to run through a quick list, just give you a little rundown of how the horses raced this week out of the stable, ones that were notable, ones that caught my eye, and then we'll run through Jason's barn, or what was Jason's barn, and Kevin's barn, and what's going to Harry's barn. A lot of changes going on in the stable this week. Oh So Pine was huge, 58-1 last half, 57 and a bit. White Tiger was huge, last half 56-4 mile, 58-4, both winning at first asking. See You in Tuscany obviously was second in 56, come 26 and a piece, looked great. Sunshine's Finest 26 flat on the end of it last week, looked tremendous. Last night I raced Real Willie. He looked like he was on the improve again. Oliver, hey, he looked like he was on the improve again. Oliver's got some foolish garbage truck game there. It just drives me crazy.
No, it's not.
I don't know what it is, but it's crazy. Real Willie, hey, I wonder how far I can throw that tablet. Oh, the volume's going down? Oh, I appreciate that. So, Real Willie looked great last night. 52 and a piece last quarter and 27. First quarter and 27. Christine K. These are in no particular order, I apologize, but Christine K qualified today. I'm looking at the chart line. It says James Horse won by 7, 156-1. Christine K, second by 7, 58-3. I don't know if you can do the math real quick. Hey, down to 0 now. I don't know if you can do the math real quick, but 56-1 plus 7 is now 58-3. I had to call the race office. I'm like, listen, dude, you guys got to pay attention. Christine K qualified 57-3 today, last quarter in 30 seconds. She really shouldn't have been able to do that much work. You know, she tied up a month ago. She missed 4 or 5 of these fast miles these other horses went, and then went out and followed speed today, no problem whatsoever. Really, really impressed with what I saw from Christine K. Of course, this is the 3/4 sister to a rock and roll dance. She'll be leaving, I would say, next week, maybe 10 days at the latest. She'll be heading out. Lawmaker, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention him, how impressive he was last week, finishing 3rd. And then, of course, drawing the rail. Do you know that Lawmaker drew the rail and they go for $500,000 tomorrow, Ollie? $500,000 American. That's what the purse is. If the Lawmaker wins, he gets $250,000 American, all the owners. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And then, who's your favorite horse, buddy?
The fastest horse.
The fastest? Who's your favorite horse?
I'm the one that's the fastest.
Who's the fastest, do you think?
White Tiger.
White Tiger? Well, I hope he is. It'd be nice if he was. Anyway, so Lawmaker's racing for $500,000 tomorrow. Dance Hall Babe, again, just blew me away again today. This is a good horse, man. She's going to get better and better and better and better and better. Looked tremendous today training. She's going to race next weekend at Georgian. Ollie, she's going to race next weekend at Georgian. Daddy, yeah?
I was going to tell you that when this thing died, I turned it back on.
Yeah.
It was 1%, and then it went just back up to 5%.
That's crazy. You must have electricity in your hands, do you?
No.
Do you want to go back inside? Here's your sandwich. Here's your sandwich. Take your sandwich and go inside, and I'll bring you chips in a second, okay? We just got home. Anyway, Dance Hall Babe. I can't say enough about Dance Hall Babe. I'm in love with this filly and have been for quite a while. Can't say enough about her. She just so, the only thing, typical Angus, a little grabby at the gate. You just let her trot out of there, and she has 2 fingers the rest of the way. That is so unlike most every other Angus Hall I've ever seen. Just a nice filly. So really excited to race her, not just next Sunday when I get back, but the following Sunday in the Gold, both her and Warwee Ultra. West 52nd, again, I told you guys a little FYI. Might be worth a couple of shekels on Monday. This colt really impressed me at the farm the other day. Just pitched that Mohawk line right out. He was sick. It wasn't himself. He is now, I believe. Maintenance Man, he's racing tonight, so Friday, 3 days ago for you. Tough class tonight. A lot of speed in there. A lot of horses show speed in there. So, I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I'm not going to use him hard. This colt had a little bruise in his foot, I think. He was biting the right line. Wasn't 100%, but nothing really wrong with him. I'd like to see a good mile out of him tonight, and he'll have to go a good mile to get to turn anybody's head tonight. That's a tough crew. So he's in tonight, hoping for a good showing from him. Mo Better, talk about good showings. Wow. Wow. Mo Better got away third, come first over in a maiden at Grand River. Last half 57-4, last quarter 28 apiece, and buried them. Cleared down the backstretch, no mercy. Opened up 3 or 4 and drove away. I had Springbridge Proud in there. He was a little bit sick after. Then the next day we look and he's got a big dirty foot separation left front. Jeez. He's got some sore paws on this horse, some sore feet. So we're going to have to work on them. I know there's a lot of people out there wondering when Springbridge Proud's going to head stateside to Ron Burke. When's he going to leave? Easily put, when he's ready. And that's when he's going to leave. So I wasn't disappointed with Springbridge Proud's race. Did everything I asked him to, gutted it out. You know, the horse had to be, 1, he scoped sick, so he's not breathing correctly. 2, he had a big abscess that blew out of his foot. How hard and how much does that have to hurt you? He just sucks it up, this horse. I love this horse too. So Springbridge Proud will be ready to race again probably in about 8-9 days. Probably going to miss the first stake race in Pennsylvania. But you have to understand, everybody out there saying, oh, he's going to miss the first stake. He's a 2-year-old, right? He's got a long racing career ahead of him. Take your time. Relax. There is no rush to get Springbridge Proud down to Pennsylvania. There is no rush to get him pacing in 52 or 53. Let the horse get there on his own. And he will. He will. It's a good horse. So, that was Springbridge Proud. Talked about West 52nd. I got him on here twice. Must have really liked him. Sally DeVee, new lifetime mark. So this was important for Sally DeVee. Sally DeVee is not the soundest horse. Her knees bother her. But I'll tell you what Sally DeVee is. She is a American Ideal filly. Now with a mark of 156-4, almost 30,000 made, out of a sister to foiled again. So Sally DeVee is worth probably decent money as a broodmare. She now has a mark of 56, as I said, and it looks like she can lower that mark at some point. She's made some money and put a good mark on her. Probably worth some good money. So there's probably some equity there as a broodmare. I don't know if we'll explore that avenue with her or exploit that avenue, so to speak, with her. But very happy to see Sally DeVee win. Brett Drover, fantastic. This kid's got a good set of hands, you know. He's a kid, so he makes mistakes, but he didn't make one with her. He drove her absolutely perfect. Boston Glide come up and finished third the other day. I told the owners when he went down there, you know, Boston Glide's a rare horse. He's the type of horse that'll lull you to sleep. You know, he'll feel sharp in the post parade, but if you don't make sure he's on his toes leaving the gate, he'll just slip right into a coma. And it'll take the vast majority of the rest of the race to get him back awake. So Boston Glide got away second, faded a little bit in the stretch, was beat for second, finished third. A little bit of a disappointing trip, but not shocking. This guy needs to be, as I said, on his toes. And it's hard to tell a driver that, you know, an immature green 3-year-old trotter, hey, go out and rev him up. Tough thing to tell a driver, especially a professional. So Alfie did what he could. Alfie Carroll drove him, did what he could. Raced good, finished third. Looking for a huge improvement next week out of him. Dancing at Midland was second. His last two, 55 and 56. Looked good both days. He's back in to go at the rail. Paul McKenzie's driving him Sunday, so yesterday for you guys. Hoping for a good mile out of him too. He's due. He's due. He's knocking on the door. So there's him. Then Road Tripper Master Saver. They're going down to Dresden this week for some grassroots action in Dresden. And last but not least on my list, just a quick talk about before we head into the stables, cruising in style. Cruising in style went a huge mile. Jogged in Yonkers in 1:55.1, looked great doing it. Really, really happy with what I saw. The important thing about this was how poorly he raced in Tioga and then bounced back. Good horses always bounce back quick. Good horses always do. You know, you see a pitcher that has a bad game and then comes out and throws a no-hitter. You ever see that? Throw a no-hitter the next week or throw a fantastic game? That's a good pitcher. You know, and for me, it doesn't matter whether you're a quarterback or you play basketball, baseball, any athlete, you get knocked down and get back up. It's what you do next that's important, and that's what defines you. So to see Cruising in Style go out and win at Yonkers in 55.1 so impressively was very, very good. So Andrew did a great job with him. Jason Bartlett did a great job driving him. Very happy for the group itself. Horse looked good. Now, one last thing. I had 2 cruisins on here. Tonight we were supposed to race 2 trotters in Grand River in their first lifetime start. Time All Too Low and Cruising with Angus. Now, Cruising with Angus was a little uncomfortable this afternoon. It's 34 degrees. It's hot. So we ran some fluids into him. Still a little uncomfortable. Gave him a little bit of lunch. Still uncomfortable. He was a little colicky. So we had to give him some, the vet had to come and give him some anti-inflammatory, some Banamine. Flunixin, I guess, Banamine. And that means he had to be scratched. Banamine is obviously 48-hour withdrawal time. Certainly not 7 hours. So Cruising with Angus had to be scratched, unfortunately. But he was fine. You know, it's frustrating. You give him the Banamine, and within 10 minutes, you're like, fine. And he was. So, not a big deal overall. A little frustrating because he's scratched now tonight, but not a big deal at all. Obviously, what's best for the horse. So, long range, he'll be perfectly fine. He was fine 10 minutes after he got it. Probably just school him on Tuesday and have him back in to go next weekend at Georgian again. For next weekend, he was in to go at Grand River tonight. So Time All Too Low will be the only one making the start at Grand River tonight. Maintenance Man, the only one making a start in Mohawk tonight with me. Tomorrow is a big night for us. Lawmaker racing for $500,000 in the Beal. Sunday, we have 2 at Georgian, 7 at Dresden, and then it is Ohio for 5 days. So that's the lead in this week. We've had a tremendous start. For all the naysayers out there that wanted to see the stable fall on its face, sorry to let you down. For all the people out there excited about what's about to happen in 2018 for all of us, buckle up. It's going to be a big summer. Got some nice horses, got some real heavyweights. Even the ones that aren't heavyweights looks like you're going to do some damage. I'd say at least half of the horses we broke last year will find some sire stakes program in any jurisdiction at some point this summer. The other half will probably just be useful horses throughout the year. And the ones that are turned out will be coming back. 53 horses are under our command, and I believe 53 will qualify in 2018. So, it's been a great start. Looks like a great year. I hope everybody's having fun. That's the most important thing. And I will be back in a little while. Probably not, maybe not even tonight. You'll see me again in a little while. We'll talk about Jason's stable. That's not Jason's stable anymore. Kevin's stable, which just grew. Harry Polton's stable, which just grew again. We got another trainer coming on board that worked for us, Ricky McPhee. Ricky McPhee was the second trainer for Carl Jameson and a number of Jack Darling, number of big outfits over the last decade. Ricky is going to be picking up some horses for us this summer also. So lots of big news and exciting things happening. Try to follow us if you want. Download the app on your phone. It should be updated regularly. Having a little difficulty with putting the live results. It's almost impossible to do. And two is the all the entries. Everybody's like, oh, you missed an entry, you missed entry. Curtis has to build an algorithm that draws all those entries, and it's hard to get them off Trackmaster for the USTA or Track It with Standard Rate Canada, because Track It won't list US races until they're over, and Trackmaster, we're having a problem with the entries for Canadian entries. So there might have to be a combination of two. I have no idea, but I'm sure Curtis will get to the bottom of it. A lot of real exciting things happening this summer with the app, what it can do, what it will be able to do. It's going to make our job and your experience much, much better in the coming months. So I'll be back in a little bit. We'll talk about what went on this week outside of what I just did, how Jason's stable looked, where Jason's stable went, who got what, and how they're all racing. Be back soon. and talk about that. So I didn't get to my videos on Friday. What a scorcher it is here in Ontario. 33 degrees in the shade. I was driving back from Mohawk. I saw a pair of shoes on the side of the road. I think somebody melted. I think somebody's back there melted in the ditch. Anyway, great day today. We had two of our habitual breakers, perennial breakers in Casanova's Jewel. Cherry's in Ohio. Casanova's Jewel and Curious Winter, both coming off. One coming off a break, the other coming off multiple breaks in their qualifier and qualifiers. Both got it done today, wire to wire. It was hot today, and they were hot today. Down the road with both of them. Curious Winter was a little tired going under the wire, but spent the better part of 3/8 of a mile wrestling with me in the mile. I guarantee you halfway down the lane he wishes he didn't wrestle with me at the first part of the race. He was tired going under the wire, but had a beautiful gait, didn't put a ripple in. Might have tied up a little bit, to be honest. He was a little crampy afterwards. This heat really plays havoc with all of us, not just the horses, all of us. I'm getting ready in an hour to drive to Burlington to catch a flight to Poconos.
We're going 2 places tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow, but not tonight. I'm the only one going tonight. I'm catching a private plane to the Poconos. Hopefully going to get a big chunk of money with the lawman tonight. Lawmaker's got the rail.
Daddy's doing Poconos.
Yes, Abe. $500,000 tonight we're racing for. So, and I'm tired right now. So,
I have a question.
Just what do you need? What's up?
What if you come in second place in the races?
No, I hope
Will you still get money?
Yeah, and I'd love to come in second place in the races. Second place would be dandy. Anyway, open for some good luck tonight. So tonight I'm going to run down. So now, for most of you that are picking up the programs or looking at the entry sheet, you see Jason McGinnis is gone. He took our horses and went to Ohio. 16 horses gone to Ohio. No, 14
15.
horses. No, it held 15. There was only 14. How many were on the trailer yesterday, Ollie?
13. Yeah,
13 plus Bay Jewel going to Indiana. I think there was 14 total, wasn't there?
Yeah. I can't tell when somebody else is trying to.
Oh, I think there was 14, Ave. I think there was 14 horses on the trailer yesterday.
No, 13.
Are you sure there wasn't 14 with Bay Jewel?
No, there's 13, Dad.
Okay, there's 13.
There was 12.
Okay.
12, but then plus that.
Okay, so 12 went to Ohio yesterday and 1 went to Indiana. 3 3-year-olds are still set. Well, Curious Winter, that's right. Curious Winter didn't go because he was qualifying today. He'll go next week and catch the next Sire Stakes. Down there, he missed the first Sire Stakes breaking, which is really frustrating because the mile he went today probably would have been more than enough to get him to the winner's circle in the Buckeye on Tuesday. So that's a little salt in the wounds, but whatever, it happens. So he 12 got down yesterday and 1. Bay Jewel went to Indiana for Jamie Rucker. So she's ready to rock on Tuesday. Anyway, what else? So Jason has gone to Ohio, so all his horses were shifted around. The ones that were staying here, the Ontario, Ava, the Ontario breds, and the racehorses stayed here. So Kevin got a bunch of the racehorses. Harry got some of them. Boston Glide went to Harry. Kev McMaster got Mystical Mission, Fan the Flames, horses like that. So let's run down how Jason did this week. American League, he didn't race. Got the week off. Got the week off while we try to get him under control. He slid a little bit the last few weeks, having some issues with his shoeing. I thought we made a favorable shoeing change with this colt, and then he raced poorly. He doesn't like Grand River. He doesn't like the surface. He doesn't. It doesn't jive well with him. Both his shoeing and his gait. Abe. Both his shoeing and his gait. Shh. So, American League got the week off. Boston Glide finished 3rd at Georgian Downs. He'll likely race next Thursday out of the Harry Polton camp. First start for Harry with this guy. Really come around, really showing some speed and some talent. This colt's, I think, headed towards probably the Stallion Series in Pennsylvania, if that's the decision we make. But as of right now, looks really good. Horse that has also slid quite a bit is Buckeye Babe, having some difficulties with her We trained her. She had a little quarter crack, and then we trained her. She's just not comfortable. She's not super comfortable, and she's running out of time because horses that might race in the, the fairs or the maidens or the condition claimers throughout the summer, not really going to have a lot of weight to pull when it comes time to sell or not sell. So Buckeye Babe has some pants to pull up here in the next few weeks. Hopefully she can get it done. I had a lot of high hopes for this filly. I mean, I didn't think she was a Sire Stakes horse, but I thought she was going to be a legit Stallion Series or Buckeye Series, I guess, in Ohio filly, and just really hasn't turned out. So hopefully she gets things put together in the next few weeks for everybody involved. Canale Hanover. Canale Hanover is in to go Thursday. Had a little pus pocket pop out of his foot right hind. Kevin McMaster has him now. He'll be, oh no, he is entered for Tuesday. He is entered for Tuesday. Jody Jameson's down to drive him. I don't know what to think. His last 2 starts were favorable. Barn change. Obviously, we weren't able to train him up real tight for this start in Mohawk on Tuesday. So a little curious what's going to happen, what's going to take place with him. Fan the Flames, also eligible on Monday. That's been a real tough thing. Drawing bad, getting bad trips, and having bad post positions with Fan the Flames has been a real deterrent for this horse. So hopefully he gets in to go on Thursday, has a favorable draw. I believe we made some shoeing adjustments with him also, and we're going to try them out on Thursday. Who's Your Muscle? Jesus, she qualified great last week. 59 last quarter and 28. Much, much better. She was sent to the Amish, a little obedience training a month ago. Sometimes what they'll do for these really bully, ignorant horses, they'll put them in between 2 draft horses and do a little heavy lifting, a little work with them. And shockingly enough, manners tend to show up after that. So we brought her over to Mohawk. She was a different horse the other day. Much, much improved. So her first start, first time out of the gate, will be next weekend at Georgian, I believe. And might be worth a serious look, this filly. I was really, really pleased with what I saw in her qualifier. Peregrine Blue Chip, a horse that also is struggling right now. She's kind of come up to our barn. Jason didn't go to any stable. Actually stayed with me. She's coming up with me until we figure out what we're going to do with her and where she is going to land, because she jumped on her foot, made a mess of her foot last time she raced. That's starting to heal up nicely. Now the underlying issues of why she made a break are rearing their heads, and we're trying to get her under control, but I'd be lying if I said it wasn't a complex and a really complicated situation. So Peregrine Blue Chip, trying to get a handle on her. Hope to see her into qualify in the next 10 days. Promise Blue Chip has been bounced back good. I believe she went to Kevin. Kevin McMaster. She'll be in to go, if she's not, next Friday, maybe Grand River, I think. Pacing better, a lot more comfortable on the track, and just pulled threw in another massively underachieving race. Very frustrating horse. She could be so much more if she wanted to be, and it's just not. She's just not there yet. She's making money, so I said, as long as she's printing checks, she's safe. Her stall will be available for her, but her overall attitude is very disappointing. So Promise Blue Chip, making money. Hopefully she'll continue to do that. Definitely fits in the classes she's in. Just the disappointing part is I know she could be much, much more. So Promise Blue Chip, we'll see if we can get her under control. I guess she's under control. Get her marching forward as we work through the summer into the fall, and hopefully see some speed and some durability that is lacking severely in this filly right now. So that's Promise Blue Chip. Real Willie went to Ohio. Jason took him to Ohio with him yesterday. Man, oh man, he's coming around and looking real good. This colt, went from raced good, win a maiden, his second or third start back. Really was a little unsure of himself after that. I believe he made a break once. Made a break one time. No, he might have made the break schooling, but he didn't really have his feet underneath him. Took him back the 3 or 4 starts that he drew poorly, and then we blasted him out of there last week. Got beat fair and square by a couple of legit contenders. A real good stake colt, and Doug McNair's, I forget his name, but he's fast. And then the horse that beat me for second just beat me at the wire. He was third, paced 52 and 4, 53, 27 on the front end, 27 on the back end. Absolutely what you want to see from a 3-year-old colt like Real Willie. So Jason took him to Ohio. He'll be entered in a stake race, either the Buckeye, I assume the Buckeye, as we get down to Ohio. So after him, Rose Run Speedster. He didn't go to Ohio. He went to Kevin McMaster's barn. So Kevin told me today, he mentioned he trained him. He said he really likes Rose Run Speedster. Really, really happy with what he's seen from the Speedster. Hey, don't be silly, girl. Sit back.
Look at this.
Ava, you're being a little silly, don't you think? Where'd you
Well, when are you going to talk about cherries?
I'm not talking about cherries for a while. I'm talking about racehorse. Ava's favorite horse is Too Far Gone, who's Cherries. She calls her Cherries. I have no idea why. So Cherries
because she looks like a cherry.
That's silly. She's racing in Ohio on Tuesday. So Ava's excited to see her race in Ohio, her first start. Young lady.
No, it's her second.
Oh, that's right. It is her second start. She raced at Mohawk once. So Rose Run Speedster, Kevin trained him today. Really, really liked this colt. This 4-year-old, I guess. Really liked him. Thought he trained well. And I told him, I said, Speedster's fast, but he fools everybody. He's got an amazing amount of talent. He just doesn't use it all the time. And that's the only kick at Speedster. But he's been racing good. I expect him to race good for the Kevin McMaster camp. Also, Sally DeVee.
There's a red dot on me.
Yeah, that's the camera recording. Sally DeVee won. Lifetime mark 156 and 4 at Georgian Downs the other night. Brett McDonald drove her very, very good. Very smart drive. Got up and picked them off at the wire. Like to see this filly start to build on that race. Another horse with a lot of talent. She'll use it. She's not as sound as the other horses. Her knees bother her quite a bit. So we're constantly working and patching her up and keeping her good. And hopefully she'll build on that winning effort last week in the Kevin McMaster barn. Zeppelin B. Old Zeppy. So Zeppelin B, no slight, honey, hold on. No slight on Zeppelin B. He's in a funk right now. Not good right now. Trying to get him back on the rails, so to speak. He's not far away. Nothing, no lameness, no sickness. He's just in a funk. So we're going to try and get him back on track, and I'm certain he will this week. Maybe just race him a little lighter until we get some confidence under him, and then I think we'll see the Zeppelin B we hope is in there show back up, because he's a nice little horse, and whatever he's going through right now, he'll get through it. He's a worker, and I expect we will see good things from him in the future. Now, we didn't mention Cruising in Style. Cruising in Style, obviously, these horses are not in Kevin's barn or Harry's barn. No, neither of those. None of these horses I'm about to talk to are in those stables. These horses are away. Holding Steady was 4th last night. A little bit of a crappy trip. Left, removed, sat, got jammed up, shuffled back, and paced on. Raced okay last night. Finished 4th in his first Sire Stakes. Now, he won his first stake, but it wasn't part of his Sire Stakes program last night. It was the first leg. Finished 4th, got some points, got some work to do, but looking good. Angie and Rob got him looking good out in Illinois. Ivanka, she's actually going to be on the shelf for quite a while. Injured her leg. They're getting her sounded up and cleaned up, but will mature, I believe, into a nice trotting filly. No reason she won't. Not an Angel. Made a break at the gate. We had a little issue. You know, as a driver, it's tough sometimes to sit behind a horse and just understand how they operate and how they work. And sometimes some trainers will give you a laundry list of things you can and can't do with the horse. It gets a little confusing sometimes. We only gave the driver one thing not to do. But I guess the gate was moving really slow for those fillies, and he got up close to the gate, and she acted up and made a break. So, as I told him, you got to feed her into the gate. Once she's away trotting, you don't have any problems with Not an Angel.
Is that the guy that didn't listen?
Yeah, well, I don't know if he didn't listen. Maybe he just had an issue there. It's easier said than done sometimes. You tell somebody, hey, do this or don't do that. It's not always as easy as just doing that. So, we'll cut the kid some slack. Made a mistake, put her up near the...
Not easy as pie.
That's
it's hard as pie.
Hard as pie, yeah.
Hard as making pie.
Oh, I
Not
see.
Not easy.
Thank you. I appreciate that explanation, Ava. Cut the kid some slack, you know. He made a mistake. He made a mistake, and we're going to let him try and make up for it. try and make up for it in his next race. So hopefully a big bounce back race coming for Not an Angel. Lawmakers obviously racing tonight in the Beale. Really excited to be down there tonight racing for $500,000 in the Poconos. My plane leaves in 2 hours, so I got to go home and get changed, showered up.
Hour.
No, I got to leave in 1 hour. And Cruising in Style, the big call. To tell you what, I told somebody the other day, when horses race bad, what they do, Ava, stop right now, please. What they do after they race poorly really defines them. Every horse has a bad night, just like we all have bad days and bad nights. What they do in their bounce back race, that defines them. And when a horse races poorly, as Cruising in Style did, with no obvious issue or reason for it to happen, and then bounce right out 12 days later and win in 55-1 in Yonkers, speaks for itself. It speaks volumes. Good horses find ways to win, bad horses find ways to lose, and a bounce back race for Cruising in Style of that magnitude, an impressive mile from where I stand. So good job for Andrew. Good job getting him back on track. Great job by Jason Bartlett driving the horse. Did a great job. And very happy for the clients and the owners of the Cruising in Style group. Happy to see the big colt back on track. So we'll be back in a few minutes with what Kevin raced last week. You see a bunch of horses moving to Kevin. We'll be back in a minute with what Kevin raced last week, how they did. Everybody, the summer's starting to shape up and look real, real good. 2-year-olds raced awesome this week. Have a look at how the race horses did just back in just a moment.